Good afternoon, and welcome to another edition of our summer concert series here at the Friends of Maple Grove. Now, before we get started, I just want to read a quick message from the president of the Friends of Maple Grove, Carl Bolines. Greetings to our friends. Our fervent wish and prayer are for all of you to be in safe and good spirits. Welcome to another wonderful concert sponsored by the Friends of Maple Grove under the direction of board member Celeste. Today we are featuring the virtuous pianist David Holzman, who has graced our celebration hall at the center with beautiful concerts in the past. He has graciously added commentary to accompany this online concert. It is filled with unique insights, and enjoy this wonderful concert. As with all of our events and concerts, we dedicate each one to someone from our past who was cared for at the Maple Grove Cemetery. This concert is dedicated to the memory of a couple, Mr. Ransom Delano and his wife Charity Desmarais Delano. Both were afflicted with blindness at an early age and overcame this affliction with dignity and grace and lived fulfilling lives. They fell in love and were married for 47 years and are still together at the Maple Grove Cemetery. Soon to be released, an online lecture telling the story of the Delanos. With help launch our online lecture series for the Friends of Maple Grove. We are in the process of creating online lectures that can be viewed from the safety of your homes. Each lecture will have poignant stories, images, and important historical information. Please go to our website for dates and times for this upcoming series of lectures. Thank you for your continued support of the Friends of Maple Grove. Prayers and well wishes to all, Carl Bolines.
Welcome to you all. My name is David Holzman, and you'll be seeing a film of my performance at DiMenna Center in Manhattan last February. The title of the concert was A Celebration. By the end of this short talk, I hope that you're able to recognize what I was celebrating. Indeed, there were many things. First, I think a few of you know who I am. I performed at Maple Grove before. But for those of you who don't, I'll give you a brief little introduction. First, piano has been central to my life since my memories began. At the age of 4, I was already performing pieces on my parents' upright, music which I heard on their phonograph. In public school, I started studying, and I marched all the students into my school and auditorium every Friday. By junior high school, I was already commuting to the city twice a week to the Chatham Square Music School, where I was studying all the courses that any aspiring musician needed. By high school, at the High School of Music and Art, I was already beginning to play music by fellow composers at the school. By college, Manners College of Music, I knew what my future would be. And my future would be playing new music by living composers and the greatest composers of the last 100 years. Soon after I graduated, I started my career, and I was already very, very active in the new music scene in New York. And it stayed that way for 30 or so years. It was very, very happy time. You're probably saying to yourself, oh, what a smooth journey to success. One, no aspiring musician in New York achieves success that easily. The competition, the social networking, the finances are tough for everybody. In addition to that, I had a few other challenges. I lost one of my ears when I was a child. I didn't really admit to myself that it was a problem, either musically or personally, for a few decades, but the problem was there. 10 years later, I developed epilepsy, and again, well, I felt the problems, and I realized in hindsight that it affected all people's attitude toward me. I didn't let it bother me. What did bother me, and what always will, is the medication I had to take. Still, I succeeded musically, and I was achieving a great deal of success, both in my own playing and with others. 30 years later, that came to an end because I fell off my bike and I lost a lot of the hearing in my other ear. It meant, plain and simply, I could no longer play with other people. That's returned, I'm happy to say. And it meant that for a few years I was emotionally dejected, almost ready to give up. I had many friends, and most important was my dear friend Austin Clarkson, who asked me to make a recording of music of Stefan Volpe, music which I loved and which is as challenging as can be. So it motivated me to realize that, yes, with my brain, with my sensitive fingers, I could overcome this near deafness. I did so. The recording won many awards, and it started me on about 10 years of perhaps the most rewarding in my life, because I made 5 fine records, and they just were hard work, which I was very satisfied with. As we all learn in life, things don't stay the same. After that wonderful 10 years when I could do whatever I liked as slowly, as carefully as I needed, and treat occasional seizures as rewards for my hard work, a few bad things happened again that led to a nadir in my life. I had 1 or 2 life-threatening seizures, and the doctor insisted that I increase medication and indeed start yet another medicine. That basically destroyed my life, not only musically, but in every conceivable way. I stayed with it for a while. After all, the choice seemed to be death or life. In addition, my ear doctor told me that there was now a hearing aid app that was purely for music, so he urged me to get it. I tried that app, and it was a failure. It turned out that what I was going through in this period of my life was fighting the cures more than the ailments. The hearing aid distorted all my problems. It made things worse. The medications made my mind slow. I couldn't walk. I couldn't do anything with ease. And the despair I felt was enormous. As I say, it was like a nadir in my life. I'd sort of given up, but I had again a few smart friends and strong friends who told me, get the hell away from those doctors. Find something new. I did so with a great deal of effort. I said goodbye to both my neurologist and my ear doctor. And again, with help of friends, I found new ones, a very good neurologist, and more important, an ear doctor who urged me to get a cochlear implant for my left ear. She said it would change my life. It slowly did so. That's one of the things I'm celebrating. The last 5 years have been a journey for me, what I guess you could say a journey toward normalcy. Normalcy means hearing properly, walking properly, getting back to a musical career where I think I'm giving pleasure to other people, and plain and simply a way of saying, let me get rid of these damn seizures and let me get rid of bad side effects. It was a hard journey, but nothing exemplified it more than the music you're about to hear. The 3 composers, John McDonald, Jim Ritchie, and William Bland, because all 3 of them, literally 5 years ago, asked me to record their music. And for 2 years, it was a vast struggle. I would go to Boston and try with degrees of success, but I always had their support, backing, and affection, and I'd stay with John McDonald every time, and Jim would come to New York, and I would go down to North Carolina very often to play the music, to give concerts, to make the recordings. After 2 years, things began to get better, and there began to be some good takes. I began to gain confidence. After 3 years, things got even better. Most important, after 4 years, with the help of my dear friend Yen, I found a new medicine while in an emergency room in a hospital. And that new medicine meant that I no longer had any side effects to speak of, and seizures to a large degree disappeared. That meant, plain and simply, I had 1 year to be at my best, and what you see now is something close to that. Not entirely, but close. I have a new hearing aid, which is doing wonders for my ear. 2 weeks from now, I'll have a new cochlear implant processor, which I hope will do wonders for the other ear. Most important of all, I am wonderfully grateful for the people, meaning the 3 composers, and Yen, who's been my major support for these past 2 years. Briefly about the music. They're miniature pieces. They used to call them Charakterstück, very much like Robert Schumann. That's a way of saying that all these composers are confessing their emotions. Often enough, the pieces were written for me, so they're describing their feelings toward me. John's pieces literally describe my problems with my hearing aids. Jim's pieces are also miniature. One is called Honky Tonk. He writes it for Milton Babbitt, which means he's going to have like a little spelling game where he goes in a very jazz-like setting. He's spelling the name Babbitt, much like Bach would spell the name Bach. Bill Bland's piece is called Spring Sonata. Spring can mean a great deal of things. It means innocence, it means reawakening, it means love and sex, it means nature. You'll see all of those in the piece, including a quote from the famous film Blue Angel, where Marlene Dietrich is singing Falling in Love Again. And the encore little piece of Maurice Ravel is simply a gift for Yan Wen Chen, who you'll see turning pages, and you'll hear me say a few words because of all the wonderful support she has given me over these past 2 years. So it's a thank you, and it's a celebration for life. Enjoy it, please, and I hope I have further opportunities to perform for you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, David. That was great. Really good job. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. this. Bill Brand is a little bit sick now. He wished he could have been here, but happily it's recorded. He'll get a copy, and I played it pretty well. Give you a little encore. As much for my appreciation for my dear Yen.
For me?
Yes. I didn't think I would do this, but I know so many people who've got problems with their hearing. If anyone has any questions or comments, the only thing I got to do is fix this damn thing before I can answer a question. This is gonna. The point is that I'm trying to help other people, and as everyone seems to realize, the way to do it is to give them courage. It ain't gonna happen quickly to solve the problem, and it's awfully easy, as I did, to ignore it for a long time. So if anyone has a problem with hearing or any other problem, take my word for it. It's worth struggling to overcome, that's all. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this.